All right, we're back. We had a few technical difficulties, and we see we have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to the Madd Marv Comedy Lounge. You say what? We done lost the caller?
Yeah.
Well, caller, it was nice of you calling into the Madd Marv Comedy Lounge. We appreciate you for calling, but now we're going to get back to these gay-ass dogs.
Damn.
Now, you mean to tell me that this is what went down? You went over to the person's house, and you had a symptom that you felt the dog was gay?
Now, what it is, we know this nigga gay. So you can hear him, and you you know how you hear like something just ain't right. Like
now, are the two dogs the same size, or is one of the dogs significantly bigger than the other dog?
No, the other one bigger. Now, this is some jail shit, man, that's going on. So what's happening is you can hear the scuffle go down. And then I look at the gate, and the dog just be looking at me like, nigga, you know what's going on. Oh, nigga, you know what's going down. So I'll be like, man, he taking that dog booty.
Right there in the yard.
And we like, stop it.
So
get out his ass.
So he just don't like it rough. He like it rough.
He like it raw.
Now, Faarooq, you ever seen somebody that had like a homosexual animal?
Yeah.
No.
I had a homegirl. She had some little dog. I guess the motherfucker name was Pierre or Javier, some old shit.
I ain't want to call that name.
What kind of dog was it, though? Was it like, because you said...
One of them little, you know, them little, like I think all little dogs is gay than the motherfucker anyway. Because it's always a gay person with a little dog.
You ever seen a big-ass nigga with a little gay dog?
Yeah, that shit look crazy.
He's like,
shit,
bro.
Man. And then the little dog got a name like Killer or Sniper.
Or Hercules. Like,
yeah,
no, you
some
don't get
shit
this
that's tough. Stop it, man. Yeah, man, the dog had pink nail polish and shit on, man.
And it's a boy dog.
Yeah, white
that's where I got a problem
cut
with that.
up with a knot tied right here and
stop.
shit.
Stop.
Yeah, now, let me stop you right now.
Pink ribbons tied on the motherfucker's ear.
Oh, my
The visual on this is really bugging me out. You got a little dog. We're going to say the dog named Javier.
Javier.
Javi.
All I can think is Penelope.
Javi,
but of course that's
where
a
are you,
girl's name,
Javi?
Yeah, Javi. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like, you telling me it's probably like a little Chihuahua or a Shih Tzu or something?
The motherfucker was probably mixed. A small little mutt. I don't know what the fuck he was.
Because it sounded to me he was mixed with Bulldog and Shih Tzu. We're going to call him a bullshit.
And the motherfucker was real hyped too. The motherfucker was running around, jumping on the motherfucking couch, running behind my motherfucking neck on the couch, jumping off the arm and shit,
he
man.
was happy.
Hey,
gay.
Motherfucker kept on fucking with my leg, and I said, "You better get your gay ass dog away from me before I field goal his ass out the window."
Now you would commit a field goal just because the dog had on a midriff?
Man, I don't know what that dog planning on doing to my leg. You know what dogs be doing to people's legs. I don't want I ain't that type of dude. That's inappropriate.
We want to make sure that we don't offend any of these people out here that got these. We want to say metrosexual dogs. Maybe is that politically correct?
She gonna try to justify it too, though. Like, well, it's my dog. I can dress my dog and put on my dog what I want. Cause the dog smell like a bitch with like some body and bath shit on.
Yeah, perfume on.
Yeah. And I said, what is this shit? This motherfucker smell like a broad. Oh, I just have doggy, what you say?
Perfume? Cologne?
I have doggy bath gel and body spray for the dog.
Aww.
Oh, you like that shit? You was talking about the man that had the coat for his dog.
No, I mean, she's just so in love with that dog, though.
I don't think she was in love with him. I think, she didn't appear to be gay. So, I mean, maybe they was just hangout buddies.
Because the thing is, you were talking about that dog that the man had the coat on, right?
Yes.
Now, did the dog, if you could remember, was it a musty-ass dog?
No, it was a clean, well-taken care
So
of
if
dog.
that dog would have had like some Old Spice for dogs on, you wouldn't have thought it was too bad this motherfucker had the jacket on?
Come on.
Because, see, it sounds
he
like...
said he had a sweater and a coat on the dog.
That's
okay.
It was
not just the coat, not just the sweater. He had both. So he might have had some Old Spice on him, too.
That motherfucker was anemic.
He probably
but it wasn't actually his dog. He was just saying he was going along with the program of the owners of the dog.
Oh, so now you could throw that away.
But he thought it was right for the dog to have a coat. The dog needed a coat.
He didn't want the owners to come back and this motherfucker got dog pneumonia.
Exactly.
My auntie loved her dog so much, the motherfucker died, and she spent like $3,000 having a doggy topsy.
Dog autopsy?
Yeah, well, I call it a doggy topsy. Because why the fuck would you have an autopsy on the goddamn dog?
Wow, really?
Now,
That motherfucker ain't finna come back to life. Just dig a hole in the backyard and bury the motherfucker.
Well, but my mother had her dog cremated. And that was about $200. So
what? I'd have threw that motherfucker in the trash.
Cremated.
See, well, you know,
Drop him off at the Chinese.
He's buried in the backyard.
Your pets are a part of the family.
Yeah,
and
until they die.
And a dog gives you unconditional love.
That's right, until they
Not
die.
at Chinese home.
Now watch this.
So you.
That's interesting you say that, Karla, because remember we was reading Faarooq. It was a magazine. We was in the shop, and you could take the cremated remains of a dog or a loved one and make a diamond or a jewel out there.
Yeah, they make a diamond out you.
Okay.
Now, that right there.
And a tree. They got it to where they put your ass in the pod.
They turn your ass to a tree.
I usually wear my mother around my neck. I don't have her on today, but she's in a necklace.
Is she in a stone?
Sorry, Mom, she couldn't be with us.
Just some ashes. It's in a little capsule.
Yeah, but these will press all that shit together, and you can have it on
it's
a
not
ring.
A stone. Maybe I should try that because we have some leftover ashes.
So they turn your whole body into a diamond.
You can have any color you want. If you want to be a blue diamond, then turn your ass to a blue diamond.
How much does that cost?
Hey, you know what I want to be when I die?
Did we see how much that shit cost?
Turn me into some weed, man. Roll me up and smoke me, homie.
You just gonna go to waste. You're gonna be wasteful in this life and the next.
They like, damn, Marv was some stress.
Okay, so anybody married here? We already established. I'm not. You're not. Are you married?
I used to be.
Is this live?
Yes, it's live and it's on the internet.
Okay. No, I ain't married.
No, you're not married. Okay, are you married? Are you married? You're in a thing. You're in a thing, right?
I don't call it a thing. I'm in a 16-year relationship. Oh. There are people who are married that don't know how to be in a relationship. That's why they can't stay married.
Right.
You're in a 16-year relationship.
Yes.
Are you going to get married?
No, I'm not. I'm married to the game.
Damn.
To the game.
Yeah.
So you don't have any plans to get married. Okay, so do you date, Marv?
Well, now I'm in what they call, I'm in recovery and I'm damaged goods. So that means one day I might be like, hey, let's go to the movies. Then the next day I'll be like, God damn, it's a marathon of Criminal Minds on. I'm going to just stay home and watch this whole motherfucking
Watch
shit.
the ID
by yourself.
Binge watch that shit with like some snacks and like some juices and some cold ass Pepsi. You ever
and a
freeze
sharp
Pepsi?
ass knife sitting right on the
I
table.
don't do Pepsi anymore.
I mean, if you freeze that shit, it's like a slush. But what I'm saying, as far as will I get married again, I don't know. If I find somebody who probably had her vocal cords removed, so she can't really talk shit, that would be cool. But I did see two people on the bus one time. They was arguing and they couldn't even speak to each other. They was doing sign language. So my homeboy told me about that. I said, what does she look like?
So you do date.
Yeah. But I date on Tinder.
Tell us about that.
Tinder?
Well,
how does that work for you?
I don't know how it worked for other people. This is how it worked for me. I go on Tinder. I'm going to swipe everything to the right.
Tinder, huh?
Yeah. The Tinder to remember.
And that's TINDER, right?
Well, they ain't paid me no money, so I'm going to call it Tinder like tenderloins, because I'm looking for them loins on there. You know, some tenderloins. So I just swipe everything to the right. So that way, because I ain't got time to look.
What does that mean when you swipe to the right?
That mean you like them.
Oh.
Yeah. So I like
And you swipe everything to the right?
I just like anything like me.
Okay.
And when they like me, make it easier for me.
Yeah.
What does it mean when they swipe to the right?
I don't know. I don't do it. I don't know it.
That's called a gangster lean.
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean, Faarooq.
Come on now, you know the guy. I saw you on there yesterday. I saw your profile.
That means
pic.
a gangster lean.
No, I have been on some dating sites, but I haven't been on Tinder yet. Or Plenty of Fish. That's another popular one. Huh?
Farmers.com.
No, I was on
Marv been on that.
datehookup.com one time.
Marv been on all the dating sites.
I was on
What
Farmers.
about Moco Space? Let's take it back.
Single Christians Meet. He been on that.
ChristiansMeet.com.
But listen, I was on datehookup.com, and I actually got engaged to a guy that I met on there.
What? That shit worked?
But
Yeah.
it didn't work.
Did you do the upgrade?
I didn't get married to him,
so
but
it didn't
we got
work.
engaged. But
Did you pay for the upgrade or was it the free part? Because all the ones I
It
do
was all
is free.
free.
Why
It
don't
was
you
all
just go
free.
on Bachelorettes or something?
The show?
Bachelorettes.
Yeah.
That's the show, ain't
What do
it?
you mean?
Or just put an
The
ad.
Bachelorette, you mean?
Yeah.
Or a website?
Put an ad in the
show, the TV show.
Ad in the paper.
Please, I'm too old for that.
What about Craigslist?
They want millennials.
Or the penny saver. Put an ad in the penny saver.
I don't listen. I know enough men. Okay, it's not about meeting men.
Oh, she said, hold on, Bo. I get niggas now.
This is
Not
what I'm
yet.
talking about.
Hold on, what you talking about?
This is what I'm talking about, right? When you put an ad in a penny saver, right, you have to realize how many men pick up penny savers because a lot of men are frugal with their money.
I do not need to advertise for a man.
Okay.
The frugality of
I guess you don't.
See, no, I don't.
You remember,
that's not the issue.
You remember Anna Nicole Smith?
Shit just
like the words that, God will parade all kinds of men in front of you. Mm-hmm. It's about dealing with the right one
and seeing the penny
parades
and seeing the penny saver.
He's not going to find a man for me. I have to find the man, but he will.
Yeah, but that right one could just be Mr. Right Now or right at that time.
Well, some of them have been.
Changed, but see, this is what I noticed. I noticed that some, not most, well, a lot of women, but not all women. Mm-hmm. So I just say I don't want to get into no debated like I'm a chauvinist, but a lot are very. How can I put it? Quite a few women a mess over 10 good men to get to that one sorry motherfucker to make her regret that she walked over them 10 good men, but then she tried to backtrack. But now these good men that you fucked over taken now, they happy and you're not. I seen the sister the other day, she was saying, she was very angry. Yeah, I raised my sons by myself. They daddy wasn't shit. I raised them in a Christian church house, and she had a picture poster of white Jesus, and I just tell my son, you bet not bring no white dirty bitch home. I'm like,
but it's a white man.
But
on
I'm
the
like,
wall.
that's a contradiction. You got a white Jesus that you raised your son to bow down to, but you don't want your son to have a white woman. And the thing is, to me, a lot of cats go outside of their race because they say, man, I don't want no goddamn woman like my mama. So be the type of woman in the model of a woman that you want your son to have. And love has no color, okay?
Now check this
as
out,
long as
Faarooq.
it ain't you, people love each other of different races.
Now, Faarooq, just like you said that, I ran across a lot of people that had that same thing. Now, you being a woman, as you've been, in relationships before, you've seen tactics. I know you've been over to people's house that might raise kids, especially women with just single kids, whatever happened to the father, gone or whatever. And then they praise the fact that they don't have the man, they did this by themselves, but the two kids is like Heckle and Jekyll. Have you ran across any of the women in those positions? Yourself personally?
Oh, absolutely.
What? That shit's not a myth.
Come on now. I mean, women are resilient just like kids are. Mm. When you're with a man and he leaves you and you decide to keep the baby or have the baby, you have to do it on your own. And many women have done that.
A lot of men don't even lead the women. They get pushed away.
Well, but really?
Yeah,
you know what? I want.
Really.
Can we play this video just to listen to it a little bit? It's about a good man.
Okay. Because why don't you introduce this video? Because I know we were talking about this before the break. So for those of you out there that never heard of this, we're going to go to the master of relationships on this video. This guy right here knows what he's talking about when he comes to the ladies. So what is the name of this video?
Well, I don't know.
What's the name of it? Who's in it?
T.D. Jakes
Player.
and Miles Monroe.
Nigga, please.
I don't know him, but he must be an assistant.
Well, they're not speaking from the point of, running women.
We're going to see. Let's see what they're speaking
Let's
of
see what
right
they say
now.
about a good man.
T.D. Jakes ain't got
What
no
is
hoes.
a good man?
T.D. Jakes ain't got no hoes.
Listen tonight, because most of us never had good fathers who sat with us and taught us the way Bishop Jakes wants you to be taught in this conference. Much of our manhood skills were taught by men who were not men.
There is not a good man in this room who is not trying to get who you love over the road, over rough road, potholes, treachery, with.
Okay, now that right there was powerful in itself.
Real
because
powerful.
I like the lyrics, but they need to work on the beat. What do you say about that right there?
You heard that? My shit was.
Well, I really was I wanted him to play a little bit
We're
more
gonna
of
get
that.
more into that, but just that small
it's
part was
true.
powerful.
That
A
was
lot
powerful,
of men
but my
have
thing
not
is-
been raised by real men.
Thank you. Because they fathers penitentiary, whatever.
Or
However
just
it goes,
absent,
not in the household.
AWOL.
Whatever the
Not-
reason,
not
may
only
be.
Left
that,
the mother.
Yeah, or the mama left them. I see women that leave men all the time and then think about it later when it's harder as far as raising a kid. Now, this is my point. Matter of fact, like yesterday, I had both of my parents at my house yesterday. You know what I'm saying? My father's a very decent man. Him and my mother been knowing each other 11 and 12 years old. They been together 52 years.
Well, that's a long
Okay,
time.
That's awesome.
But we talking about a different time and age, okay?
That's true.
Back then, women pretty much were homebodies, okay? Now, my mother, she worked, but my mother didn't work till my baby sister was 5 years old. So my father was a breadwinner, but he didn't have that much. But now, the demands of a man to a woman is very high, or either a lot of women simply don't need a man. Now, what I
Let's
mean
put it
is
in proper perspective. Was she the type of homebody who married and everything that you're saying that prepared dinner and stuff like that?
Yeah, everything.
Because I know
she even made my clothes up until I was 7 years old.
Yeah,
we never did buy clothes.
In comparison to the women
I had
today.
on tailor-made shit.
Now, you know that was
But
the
what
state
I'm
of the
saying
economics.
is in comparison to the women of the day, you probably don't get too many women that can needle a thread. Would you say?
A lot of stuff, but I charge that to where, in a point in history where the woman had to be the breadwinner, whether she was out of a forced situation or her choice. You know, women make a lot of choices, a lot more choices now governing a household. So it could have been their choice, but when you are outside of the household as a woman pursuing your career or, you know, your profession, which is beautiful to me, okay, you have to realize that being in the home state, God gave men and women certain positions and roles
And responsibilities.
and responsibilities and accountabilities to be lived out. Okay, so if you're at work and you at work, then you can't really do certain things at home as far as like help your kids with the homework and do certain things. Now, I'm not discrediting no sister, because a lot of sisters do as best they can on their own.
Now let's hear from a female's point of view. Now, when you have these women at home, they're what you want to call multitasking, basically. You know, they working, and you know they got to get that hamburger helper right. You know what I'm saying?
Can I just?
Sometimes the men are not there. What would be your experience or observation of that?
Can I just share a little history here, though?
Yeah.
If you go back to World War II, there, you know, when the men were over fighting World War II, and we're talking all ethnicities, the women started going to work,
right?
Because they had to make the supply, you know, to create bullets and guns, you know, the supplies for the war.
Right.
When the war was over, the men came back home, and where were the women?
At work.
At work. And so now the men come home, they don't have a job outside of the military. So the woman is bringing home the money. She's handling things.
Now, let me ask you a question. Because
That really affected us more so in the black community.
But what I'm saying right here is I just want to...
It affected everyone, though, but you're right.
Yeah, well, a lot of white guys came from the military, and they went straight to the police force to beat niggas' asses that didn't have no job. So
let me
they
get
still
this,
had a job.
Let me get a big picture right here. So if anybody out there watching, we just listen to what these two people say right here about these relationships and the time period, which is so important.
The history is definitely important.
Yeah, the time period and the history is really important because Karla with a K, you made a very interesting point about how back in the World War II era, which
was 1940s,
right,
mid-40s,
a lot of the women had to go to work when the guys came back from fighting. You know, the women were at work.
Right.
And so my question to you, and you, Marv Ross, over there, because I know you're a history buff, and Faarooq, would you say around this time period, you said about 1940, you say?
In mid-40s,
Mid-40s. And the women was work, the men was at home.
After the Depression and after the World War II.
And where the welfare system came to
a lot of that happened around that time.
We want to get this timeline. This is around about the 1940s.
Yes.
Would you say, Marv, that's when the barbecue grill was invented?
I think you're right.
And they was doing a lot of fucking because the baby boomers, you know,
Hey, Siri, when was the barbecue grill invented?
If that shit
Siri.
said 1940-something, we got something.
She's not talking to me now.
Yeah, Siri.
She in a relationship.
Siri, don't put me in y'all conversation.
Siri is in a relationship.
Oh man, she's not talking.
That's
to me.
how all women
She don't want to be in it.
Okay.
She in a relationship.
We know that's irrelevant.
But they had
too, though,
welfare
right?
then. They had welfare that came up.
Well,
then,
it was
and
created. It was established.
out of that, welfare was created for military wives. But a lot of people didn't even go to the military, and pretty much the guy had a janitor job, or the wife probably cleaned up people's houses or whatever. But
do you guys mostly feel
the morals and the sound being in family was still in place?
Do you guys feel that being a single parent, with the absentee father, has something to do with that type of situation?
Oh, absolutely. It had a lot to do with domestic violence. In fact, when the men came home and the women are at work,
you can't beat nobody ass because they went
to work every day, bringing home. Because see, now the men are saying, "Well, what am I here for? What am I going to do?"
Yeah.
So the only way he could exercise his masculinity was to beat her down.
That's a male. That's not a man.
Well, but if you're angry,
that's very
if you're
interesting,
frustrated, if you're feeling less than.
Okay, hold on. We got a call, but 1 second before we take this call, I want to show how important that is, because see, some of those men in that era took to abusing their women, right?
Yes.
And drugs.
While real men got to grilling nigga on that barbecue grill. Caller, welcome to the Madd Marv
women.
Comedy Lounge. Caller, you say what?
But it's even worse today.
Caller, you say what? Is this the prank caller or a real caller?
Yeah.
Madd Marv, where you at with it, Madd Marv?
Oh shit, this sounds like side nigga said.
Niner gang.
I thought I was hoping you wouldn't call. I was hoping you wouldn't call. Why are you so happy, said?
The 49ers beat the...
I won $1.
Oh yeah, me and you had me and you bet that dollar. I'm so glad I didn't bet you 19 more than motherfucker.
No, but you know what though, man? You know what I'm hating though? Last year, right? You didn't see nobody talking about the 49ers. Now all of a sudden, motherfuckers 49er fans all of a sudden.
Yep, last year you was considering to be a Charger fan too.
Remember I was like,
you abandoned their ass last year too. After they lost that last game and pissed you off, you was like, man, you know what?
No. I have said, this is what I said. I said, Faarooq. I said, I'm gonna adopt the LA Chargers, and I'm going to still have my 49. Remember that?
No, you didn't say that, Sid.
You
said
I don't know you.
You been a bandwagon and you was finna jump ship.
Hey,
now, hold on. Sid,
are you watching the show?
We on the air, so whatever sound good on the air is fair, Sid.
Now, watch this, Sid. This is your first time calling in since we had our new co-host, Karla with a K. So say hello to Karla with a K. This is Side Nigga Sid.
Hey, what up, Karla with a K?
Hey, Sid. Are you listening to the show, my brother?
All day long. Well, I was listening to it today. I got a call.
So what? We're talking about. We're talking about relationships and men and manhood. Do you have something to share that you'd like to share with us
about?
I
let Faarooq know I had passed on that message to AJ for you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And a nigga moving to North Carolina.
I'll be out there. I got people out there. That nigga will give me my $50, goddammit.
Hey, Seth, are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Do you have children?
Yeah, I have two. I got a 22 and a 11-year-old.
Oh, by the same woman?
Yeah.
Said about to hang up. He talking about like, damn, did she work for the child support people?
His name Side Nigga Said.
No. It's all about, the relationships and everything. When you have two children. And so how do you feel about fatherhood?
Oh, I love it. I love my two kids.
Okay. And you've always been in their lives?
All day long since they were first, they little kids.
And you have to understand, Karla, that Karla with a K. You have to understand. Sometimes when a man is raising kids by himself, or being in those children's lives as well, sometimes there are circumstances where he and the children are the only ones that know that, because to the friends of the woman, he becomes what they call a nigga that ain't
deadbeat.
Shit, ain't never did nothing, ain't thought about doing nothing.
And that's not the case.
Right.
Did you have
to deal with
a
lot of men, they have like dynamic kids' mother, but it didn't work out with them, so the people he talked to, they not shit. So the bottom line is this, though, man. To me, you're not a real fully developed man until, first of all, you know what type of woman you need, okay? Because you can't go to a strip bar and change her into a saint. And if you're not a professional man, a professional woman probably won't give you the time of day. So when you're comfortable in your manhood and you moving in your manhood, you know the type of woman that you need to complete this journey of life.
Now Faarooq, hold on. Well, Faarooq said something very important about the women you meet at the strip club. What can't you do with that woman at the strip club, Faarooq?
Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want to.
I mean,
with
as far
it,
as turning her into a housewife or saying,
man, you can turn her into that too. That don't mean that she's what you need to meet the journey. Same thing.
Well, look at Cardi B.
Look at her. You seen that ass?
This is what I mean. I'm gonna put it real simple. A man bases everything on his lifestyle, how he lives. So if he's a fast-paced dude, he might have a sports car. You know, if he's a hard-working man, he might have like a truck, anything like that. If he's a family man, he might have a family sedan. Okay? So what I'm saying is your woman is more important than your car. So depending upon who you are, knowing that as a man and the life that you are living, you have to get a woman that's compatible with your lifestyle. Not just like they got a big ass or cute, because beauty is what beauty does.
Now,
okay?
I tell a lot of fellas that, and I've seen this go on in public. I mean, right in plain sight. Marv, have you ever been to the liquor store? And I'm talking to Marv Ross from Detroit. You know, a lot of people call Detroit Detroit even. Now, I know they got liquor stores there, don't they?
Yes, sir. Every time.
Have you seen a guy in there? He might be drinking Hennessy, and his girl be drinking malt liquor.
Yeah, that's the.
You see, now when you see shit like that, you know that relationship ain't gonna go too far.
No.
It ain't gonna last too long, because she gonna develop and acquire the taste.
She gone.
For Hennessy.
Yeah.
And she ain't gonna want no more malt liquor.
And in a relationship, I kind of think that both male and female, they hold their partner or companion to a higher standard than themselves. It's like, well, I want everything that I'm not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not a God-fearing individual,
You touch my drink, I'm gonna slap the shit out you.
You're not even worthy to have a God-fearing person in your life. See, we want everybody to deal with our shit and cater to us, but we don't want to deal with nobody's shit and cater to them. So in scripture terms, when it say equally yoked, that don't mean that y'all got all the same ideas and everything. It just means you have similar goals that you're both willing to sacrifice and work towards.
And it should mean...
Okay, that's the relationship part. But marriage to the modern day woman ain't shit but a ceremony and how big the ring is and how pretty the dress is. Because once that happened, then everything going. I know a whole bunch of people told me, man, after they honeymoon, man, they didn't get no pussy for 10 months.
So
but
would
before
you
then,
say,
they was doing it every night.
Would you say, Faarooq,
I definitely don't understand that.
And
me neither.
This question goes to you too, Karla with a K. Now,
I think she had a gay dog.
was his name Fernando?
Yeah.
So
Julio.
Hey, look.
Wait a minute, that's my car angel.
That's a subject. That's a subject for a whole nother show. Because now we're talking about the LGBTQ K9 adventures.
That sounds like some type of gang unit.
So let me get this straight for the listener, because you know you guys right here, you made some good points tonight. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna sum this up. So when you saying equally yoked, scripturally, you're talking about two people working together, being on the same page,
To be coming
on one accord.
But even if you ain't on the same page, be at least reading the same damn book.
Or let me get this straight, or drinking the same fucking drink at the liquor store.
Or here's
Am I right, Marv?
here's one better.
Hopefully not at the liquor store, though.
I mean, that's
You
a
gotta
metaphor.
make yourself happy.
Thank you.
You gotta make yourself
That's your
happy.
first
Hear me out right quick. Let me just say something right quick. If you make yourself happy, happiness is gonna come to you.
That's right.
You can't go around like he said with the big titties and all that stuff.
That's why I buy my own
Been there,
drink.
done
Now,
that.
I noticed that the women who won these SAG awards, none of them had boob jobs.
That's because it was a SAG Awards,
SAG
man.
Awards.
Come on.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh, I walked right into that. I walked right into that.
It
But
wasn't
was
the
really
Lift
noticeable.
Award.
That's what she
SAG
said.
SAG Award.
Sag it out.
But man, you hit it right on the nail, though, man. Happiness is
Gotta
an
make yourself
individual
happy, bro.
responsibility.
It is.
You make
And-
yourself
It is.
happy.
And
happiness
you want to
gonna come
share
to you.
your happiness with people, but you can't make a person happy that's
No,
unhappy.
you're right.
You know, and like
You
I
gotta
said,
come whole.
and like
had
I
a-
said, people
now, hold on.
expectations
Let's
are
say-
higher than
watch this.
everybody else.
Now, this right here, this opinion, I can feel it coming through his brain. It's coming all the way from Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit. Yeah. Now, what do you have to say with that gay ass T-shirt on?
Damn. First of all, this shirt was given to me. All right.
By Fernando.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gay. A little dog handed it to me. So, anyway. But all I wanted to say is basically, you do got to make yourself happy, bro.
Right.
Because I had a relationship I was in, motherfucker, all the time. Make me happy. Bitch, make yourself happy.
Right.
I ain't gonna never make you happy. What makes you happy? I know what make me happy.
Right.
You do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is this. Get yourself together. Get your financial situations together. Your spirit. Make yourself happy. And then go searching out and looking for somebody. Ain't nobody else gonna make you like with a woman. I want some Prince Charming, take care of my bitch. Bitch, that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Well, if they think it's going to happen, I'll tell them to go kiss Frog.
But look,
and see how many of them go turn into a prince.
Exactly.
Like even Cinderella, right? This is what the real part is people don't realize is Cinderella. Cinderella had 2 stepsisters, right?
Basically.
They painted them as ugly. Mm-hmm. But when you look at it metaphorically, it was their attitude. Mm-hmm. Now, Cinderella, what did she do? She cooked and cleaned. Yeah. A lot of women want a man, but they don't cook and clean. Okay, now, metaphorically, the slipper that she left, Cinderella fit that slipper. So that was a model that the prince used to look for a woman, and Cinderella fit that profile.
Say it's a fit.
But look
okay,
here.
Thank you. But
when this
a lot of women
motherfucker
think
watched the
that fit
Disney
was
Channel,
something else.
When this motherfucker watched the Disney Channel, he watched that motherfucker.
Yeah, but I'm just putting stuff out there in plain sight. See, my thing is, a lot of people want that fairy tale ending, but they don't want to play their part
I
in
know
the fairy
one
tale.
thing. We as women have to start allowing a man to be a man.
So you know what?
I'm going to tell you like that. I think a relationship.
Be a man. A man is going to be a man.
These men are not being men.
Because
Can we play a little bit more of that?
They are males, M-A-L-E. Which means an underdeveloped, immature mind in a male.
And I was going to say, maturity is part of that, making yourself happy
now, see,
and being whole.
Now, like
and
sisters,
healed.
right? This is where it's like a blessing and a curse for sisters. Most black women are natural nurturers and the best on the planet.
Most women, period.
Yeah, they are. But see, this is what I'm trying to say specifically about black women.
Now, are you talking about that ocean again?
For other women. First of all, the black woman is the mother of all civilization, not the white woman. So there's a difference. So all women have maternal instinct, but there is no other loving and maternal instincts of a woman by giving like a black woman. Even on the slave plantation, she fed the slave master kid with her breasts.
That's where she gets this mammy thing
The slave master woman would have never allowed no black child on her titty, not unless he was a grown man.
Look, let me get this straight for the listeners because we want to be technical with everything. And mammy was like a nickname for them. They used to call them wet nurses. Okay, so the proper term was wet nurse. But what I'm saying is to see the way he eloquently put this Cinderella syndrome, and I'm trying to hear from you as a black woman that's in a relationship or been in a relationship and should know these things. And I want you to explain to us in a more Goldilocks format. In the Three Bears, because with the things
explain what to you
the things that you were kind of saying, the model of the woman you were talking about was sort of more like the story of Goldilocks, where she just walked in this nigga house. He wasn't even home. Now he had three beds. He had 3 chairs.
A family man. She was a homewrecker.
Look at it. 3 bowls of oatmeal. Goldilocks walked her little ass up in there. She done ate the nigga oatmeal. Broke the chair, the bed, all this shit. He ain't even came home from work yet.
Isn't this the bear? Isn't that
Goldilocks?
the
Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
But
see, the 3 bears.
Mama bear and the baby bear.
But the mama bear and the baby bear signified different parts of his personality of the one bear.
Goldilocks was a hoe.
Goldilocks was a hoe, and the bear was a what?
I was just thinking that.
And we'll be back.
I ain't want to say it.
And we'll be
as soon as you said it, I was like, she gave that ass up.
Was a pretty girl that was blind to the facts of life. So wake up, women.
Yes.
Okay.
When we'll be back.
Can we play a little bit of that going out?
We're going to play that when we come back on the Madd Marv.
You've been hurt before.
Comedy Lounge. We love you.
No.
Good gracious.
I ain't never put that much in.
Over the road, over rough road, potholes, treachery, with substandard equipment sometimes. poor education sometimes, little opportunities sometimes didn't have a father yourself, and you are still trying to get them over the road. You see, when it comes to being a man, when it comes to being a father, when it comes to being a man in leadership, I'm gonna tell you something, ladies, in case you don't know it. I know you talk about being a woman, it's hard, and I believe it. But let me tell you something, being a man ain't no joke.
I think Bishop Jakes knows what I'm talking about.
It ain't no joke. You might not read about it in your magazines that are written by women, to women, telling you 9 things a man needs, and it's so funny, all the stuff you read that your girlfriends tell you that we need. It's a women's magazine, it's a women's article, the woman wrote the story, she's telling you about us. Most generally, she don't know what she's talking about. You just spent $3.53 or $10.53, whatever they sell it for, I don't know. You just wasted that, you should have put that in the offering.
For example, the first thing that a male needs is sex. A need is a requirement necessary for function. In other words, a need is not a want. Your car does not want gasoline. Your body does not want water. I like what Paul says. Paul says, don't you be spiritual now, ladies. I'm going to fast and pray for 3 weeks. I'm going to just, what? The Bible says, don't you go and fast and pray unless you first ask, not God, but your husband. That's what the scriptures teach. And then the Bible says, and after you finish fasting, after he allows you to go and fast and pray, it says, hurry back to the bed. Why? Because Sister Mabel in the church will provide what he needs if you don't. While you out having mission, someone on a mission with your husband. Because he doesn't want it, he needs it. A need is not a want. Men do not want sex. They need sex. Why? Because the male is designed by God to be a progenerator. That means a male is always full of seed.
Because the truth of the matter, it is hard to be a man. We are filled with this juice called testosterone.
A man doesn't want sex. They need sex.
And I won't get into all the complications of testosterone, but it is both a blessing and a curse. It makes us highly competitive. It makes us want to win. It makes us feel driven. It makes us aggressive. And anytime we...
All right. And we're back on the Madd Marv Comedy Lounge. We got about 5 minutes left. We got some real heat going on in here. And for those of you guys who listened during the break, we had some T.D. Jakes inspirational
and Miles Monroe.
And I'll take it from that. He's saying, man, we got a high sex drive, but men out here, don't give all your energy and semen to these skeezers. Make sure she's a worthy woman. That's all I'm trying to say.
He's talking about from a biblical standpoint. That
they had holes in
what
the Bible
a man
too.
Let her
is supposed to do. Now, and he has that drive. He needs sex. Although a woman also needs to have
biologically speaking.
Sex as well. Yeah. Yes, biologically speaking.
She got to be regulated.
But not just that.
That's in all scripture.
Hold on, let me. So, are you saying? What are you saying about that? Are you saying that you don't think men need sex in a relationship?
Absolutely. That's why I played that. That's why I wanted you guys to hear it. I wanted everybody to hear it.
So do you think a lot of women
why don't in a relationship women use sex against a man? And have you ever did that?
I haven't had the opportunity.
But you know a lot of women who do, right?
I've never been married. So
but I'm just saying, you never had sex?
I have.
Have you been in a relationship?
Yes.
Have your man ever pissed you off one time and he wanted to have sex and you told him no?
I don't ever remember doing anything like that. No, I don't, really. I don't. I mean, I just don't.
Let me see.
I didn't have that much power, frankly.
You don't remember doing that?
Wait a minute, hold on.
You can clearly say you have never
I'm sure that I haven't done that.
Let me lock this up real quick.
You sure you haven't done it?
Faarooq, let me lock this up.
I'm sure I haven't.
I want to lock this up real quick because you guys didn't see what was going on over there. Marv damn near fell out the chair. Like, hold up. Marv, it almost sounded like the words that Faarooq had said, you had heard a woman say those exact same things to you. Is that the look I got from you?
Basically, yeah, script.
Hold on, what did the woman say to you? How did she say it?
It was all bullshit.
How did it go?
Man.
But listen, another thing, before we cut out, also, he was saying, I don't know if we got to that, but a man also needs praise. That's what will keep him going, keep him motivated.
Let's say that one more time.
We need to praise our men more than we do.
How many fellas
for you names out there, all she's saying is support.
Well, I'm just saying that
I like a lot.
We need to say, thank you for
support me on my stance.
You're home from work that you brought groceries home. Thank you. That was nice.
Who says that
First
shit?
3 principles of a man that I was
taking me out to dinner. Thank you.
And this is before I even was into women. This is what I was
Before
taught.
you were into women?
Yeah, before I was into women.
What, like when you were 7?
This is what I was taught.
You must have been 7 years old.
That what makes you a man, first of all, is that you're self-sufficient and you're a producer. See, in the Bible where it said, go forth and be fruitful, don't mean get a whole bunch of people pregnant and you can't take care of the kids.
Amen.
So if you are productive, now you're allowed to reproduce because you have something to take care of them. Now, that's being a provider, okay? Mm-hmm. Number 2, you have to be a protector of the women and children.
That's right.
And number 3, and this is what a lot of people don't really understand.
Do you need a drum roll on this one?
No, you have to be in control of your faculties, okay? Mm-hmm. When your dick get hard, you don't have to stick it in everything. If you a man, hold yourself reserved. See, a male only acts upon his animal instincts to just go out there and fuck anybody. Mm-hmm. A man, yeah, I want to fuck, but I got a standard.
Right.
I'm dignified. Okay.
I really think men should value their sperm a whole lot more than they do.
I do.
Can I say something?
They just
everywhere. Before we go, this is going to be the last one because we run out of time. Okay. Marv, what you got to say about that?
Well, I practice a thing what you call semen retention.
What that mean?
I don't ejaculate. I haven't bust a nut within, it's been about 30 days.
Have you been experiencing migraines?
No, bro.
Nosebleeds?
I meditate.
That's a tantra practice.
He got more energy.
I got more
energy. He has more clear thoughts.
Google tantra.
The next time I have sex is going to be with my wife, bro.
I recommend
that's what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm so happy.
See that?
I'm not going to be his wife, but I'm just saying, I mean, I am all for marriage, and that's why we're talking about this, because we want to find the good, the bad, the ugly. Hopefully we'll get a chance to interview some happily married
I want to give
couples.
It's an exchange of energy. Anytime you have sex with anybody, y'all exchange each other's energy.
And it's a worship
So when you get up, you become
This
equal.
is what's going down. Before we get off the air, because we're getting off the air right now, because we only got about 30 seconds left, I want to say we've enjoyed this discussion on the Madd Marv Comedy Lounge. We want to all give a big round of applause for Marv and his semen retention, and we hope that he gets married soon, because if you wait too long,
balls gonna blow up.
You wait too long, your balls will blow up.
They gonna blow up.
Nothing wrong with being celibate.
You have what's called wet dreams to release.
And we'll see y'all later on the Madd Marv Comedy Lounge.
God bless you. Good night.
Peace.
This is the Madd Marv Comedy Lounge. Trap comedy at its finest. Where if you can't slang yourself, you might as well hang yourself. This is also where you can turn yourself into dope and you become the real man. Whoa, yeah.